Matt, can you do me a favor? When you look through that camera, can you tell me if I'm in the
Yeah.
shot?
Yep, you're in it.
Okay.
6 inches of spare.
Awesome. All right.
She didn't say that.
Are we good?
Yep.
All right. Hey, roll call. Freaking assistant patrol leader.
Here.
First team leader.
Here.
Second team leader.
Here.
We got all your people.
Yep.
All right. Medic. All right. Hold all questions till the end. All right. Orientation. So this is our train model. It is oriented north. Some key features and tactical control measures here. This is the 48 northing. Right, it's 47. Excuse me, 48 northing, 47 northing, 44 easting, and 45 easting. Okay. So all you were issued maps, so you can orient yourself to the map. Okay. Located here is the fob. This little A stick here is going to be that dilapidated house just south of the fob. This little mound with a stick is going to be the dilapidated house that you guys saw during the STX. The grass is going to represent heavily vegetated areas, such as the ones we have directly behind me. Okay. Non-grassy areas represent open fields, dried out creek beds, and things of that nature. These sticks here are representing the main MSRs in the property. What is not represented here are the vast amounts of unimproved roads going through this terrain model. All right, you're currently located in the country of Sarmatia, right? Sarmatia. Thank you, my Russian. I'm all right. Located in the
He's our terp.
Sarmatia, all right? We are at grid 447, 474. I say again, 447, 474. That is our current location. One thing to take note of is our phase lines. We got phase line blue, which runs along 473. So straight across, phase line blue, 473. And phase line green, which runs across at 477. 477, phase line green, all the way to cross. The weather for the next 3 days. So today, Thursday, we're gonna have a high of 83, a low of 62. We got a 40% chance of rain, possibility of scattered showers, okay? That was as of last night. Friday, we have a high of 80, a low of 61, and around noontime, 80% chance of rain. So, we'll have to plan accordingly, because it's forecasted around in the afternoon time is when we're gonna get hit with rain, okay? 80% chance. Saturday, we're looking at a high of 73, a low of 57, and a 60% chance of rain. Now, bear in mind, gentlemen, we've had projected rain every single day since we've been out here. I think it only really rained on us once. So, Semper Gumby on that. Terrain out here, we got woodland environments. So you see these like shelter belts, these long, skinny, narrow woodland areas. We have tree lines, open fields. We have ponds, both filled with water and evaporated, completely empty. And we got muddy areas, such as the ones next to us and down there that are marked off by cones. We also have unimproved dirt roads running the entirety of the training area. The moonlight tonight is going to be 6%, so we're looking at virtually no moonlight. All right, so it's going to be difficult with our MVGs, but MVGs are still going to be better than no MVGs. All right, so there's going to be hardly any illume at night, and it's only going to get worse from there. All right, after tonight, we head into a new moon, and we're gonna have virtually no moon illumination. It's gonna be very dark. Is there any questions over all the stuff I've covered during the orientation phase? All right, moving on. Situations. Hold all questions to the end. Situation. The Balto-Slavic Republic, the BSR, and the, for familiarization, the BSR is similar to the Russians, okay? Large country, vast armies, very strong capabilities militarily, all right? They are looking to push into and annex some of the territory in our country, all right? To the north of our location, we have Slovenia. We have part of Slovenia that associates with the BSR, right? So they have common culture, common language, and they associate themselves more with the BSR than they do us, okay? So what's going on is the BSR is looking to annex that territory. So that part of our country has formed into militias that are backed by the BSR. Now what we know, what our intelligence indicates to us, is that the BSR have taken over, and many of the militiamen are actually BSR, all right? But they're denying all responsibility. So the Balto-Slavic Republic, the BSR, and the Eastern Slovakia militia are who our enemy is in this situation. ESL. Location of the enemy. Currently, what we know is north of this main MSR running along the 48 Easting. All right, so we have this main MSR, so that's our main road to the north, all right, which is our limit of advance. That's where we currently know that the BSR is up. They're up there, all right? They're in that area. Now, mind you, that the BSR is a very strong and capable military. All right, so we're not looking to go up there and start a fight with them. We don't want to give them an excuse to bring in their full weight of the BSR military, which can be in excess of ours, all right? So they have a lot more capabilities than us. We don't want to provoke them and give them a reason to cross our border with all their assets into our territory. All right, so currently they're north of the 48 Easting with all their assets, all right? But we don't know to what extent. Their activity in the last 72 hours is they've been moving in on us, right? They took over a main naval yard in our country, which we depend highly upon, all right? So our reinforcements capabilities, our resupply capabilities have been hit hard by that, all right? So we don't know about reinforcements. We don't know about resupply capabilities right now because they've taken over this main naval base for our country. So that is up in the air. So what we have is what we need to make do with. Does that make sense? Right. So we cannot count on reinforcements. We cannot count on heavy resupply. Their current strength is unknown to us. We do not know what level of force they have, how many bodies are coming in, or what type of equipment, right? That is completely unknown to us at this time. Their uniforms have consisted of OD utilities. So solid OD utilities, just like what the BSR normally wear. Their armaments include AR-style rifles and light support weapons. So essentially the equivalent of us, just a different uniform. Their strength, we have no idea. We don't know what they're rolling in with, all right? So we don't know what the militia size is. We don't know what the BSR size is. We have no idea. We just know that they are north of that 48 Easting, and they are approaching upon RAO. If you guys need to sit down or drink water or anything, go ahead and do so, all right? All right, friendly units. To our east, we have another main MSR we have friendlies operating on that eastern, okay, so, excuse me, that northern. So we are not to go east of that main MSR that's running north and south, okay? We do not want to enter their battle space because that could cause some fratricide and we can lose our own guys, all right? The same is true on the west side. This west side, we have a main MSR running north and south. We will not cross to the west of that MSR for the same reason. We do not want to cause any fratricide with our own guys. Okay, so we will stay inside our respective corridor in between the easternmost MSR and the westernmost MSR. We'll have one attachment to our squad. It's going to be our medic, Matt Getters. Okay, he will be in direct support and attached to us as a medic. At this time, does anybody have any questions over anything I've covered thus far?
No. MSR?
It's the main service road.
Service road, okay. That's what
All right.
Main supply route.
Main supply road, okay.
All right. Mission. On order. Bravo Company, 1st Squad, will move in the vicinity of phase line blue in order to establish a patrol base. 1st Squad will then conduct reconnaissance to the north of phase line green in order to determine whether or not BSR or ESM forces are beginning to move and attempt to establish a foothold in our AO. Be prepared to conduct follow-on ops. I say again, on order, Bravo Company, 1st Squad, will move in the vicinity of phase line blue in order to establish a patrol base. 1st Squad will then conduct reconnaissance only, to the north of phase line green in order to determine whether or not BSR or ESM forces are beginning to attempt to establish a foothold. So they're crossing this main MSR running east and west, establish a foothold in our AO. Be prepared to conduct follow-on operations. So that is our mission. Does anybody have any questions over the mission? All right, moving on. Execution. Commander's intent from Higher. Higher wants us to recon the northernmost AO. So the northernmost AO is above phase line green. So phase line green runs straight east and west along the 477. All right, we're gonna recon all this area in our corridor north of that. They don't want us to poke the bear. Does everybody understand what that means?
Yeah.
BSR is the bear, all right? They are well equipped, heavily armed. They have a lot of assets. We do not want to provoke them into a large-scale fight that we might not be able to handle, okay? So even though we know the BSR is right here, which is technically our country, we're not going to be engaging them, all right, and starting a big fight and giving them a reason to bring all their assets, their armor assets and everything, especially right now where they've hit our Navy yard and taken out a large number of our capabilities, okay? So we're not going up there to engage them. We're going up there to conduct reconnaissance to figure out what exactly they're doing, get some intel, what their size is, what their activity is, and things of that nature, all right? So it's not going up there seek and destroy, right? We're going on there to snoop and poop and get some intel on what's going on. When we go up there, I need you to report what you see, what you hear. Do they have rucks on? Right? If they have rucks on and they're crossing that MSR and they're coming into our AO with rucks, what does that tell us?
They're setting up a PB.
They're setting up a PB. They're coming to stay, right? Now, with that being said, if they're just conducting reconnaissance operations in there, hey, we're conducting reconnaissance operations ourselves. We don't want to poke the bear, okay? So if you encounter a patrol that's slick, it might be just a reconnaissance team. You see just two guys with gear on, hey, that might be just some sort of vanguard or recon team, all right? I need to know that, all right? If you see like a main body, like a full squad or a fire team, that might be a little different, But again, observe, they got rucks on, they're just slick, their size, their activity, what they're carrying, everything. We need to try to figure that out so we can report to hire so they can get an idea of what's going on. Does that make sense to everybody?
I do that.
All right, our concept of operations, organization of our squad. So I am your patrol leader. We have a assistant patrol leader. We've got two rifle teams, all right? Two-man teams, runner strength, 2 rifle teams, and then we have a headquarters team, which consists of myself, the APL, and the medic. So that's the makeup of our squad here. Our movement to the objective area will include, we'll land out there with map and compass and utilizing our GPS. Where we're moving, we're going to move in the vicinity of that barn. Everybody remember the barn from the first op?
House?
Yes, that house.
Three.
I'm sorry?
There's 3 buildings there.
Right, the main building, just that area. We're going to move into that area to establish our patrol base. The grid for that is going to be 100 meters southwest of that house, that old dilapidated house, right? The grid for that is going to be 4465, 4465, 4725. Say again, 4725. So 4465, 4725. It's 100 meters southwest of that dilapidated house. So the tasks, Alpha team, you will be the assault element and our lead element. So when we move as a squad, you guys will be in the front, all right? If we're gonna assault an objective at some point, you guys will be the assault element. Bravo team, you guys are our support and rear security element. So when we go on a squad size movement, you will be in the rear, holding rear security, all right? So you will be in the rear. So first fire team will be in the front, second fire team will be in the back, all right? Headquarters fire team will be in the middle, so the headquarters element, all right? So I'll be the lead, then the medic, then you, bringing up that,
Roger.
right? All right, so individual assignments. Fire team leaders, you guys know what you're supposed to do. All right, just make sure your guys are up to speed, okay? And you're tracking on everything you need to do. And medic, we'll just incorporate you where we need. Right. All right, coordinating instructions here. Our timeline, we're pretty much at our timeline at 1100 right now. We're supposed to step here, okay? Because of the video we filmed earlier, we're gonna move that to the right a little bit. I wanna step no later than 1130, all right? No later than 1130, I wanna be stepping off. So immediately following this train model, or excuse me, immediately following this op order, I need this destroyed, I need our gear consolidated, put on, final PCCs and PCIs, and then we're stepping. All right, so let's talk about our movement out of here. All right, so like we talked about last night, first fire team, your Alpha team, second fire team, your Bravo team, and then the command element is gonna be Charlie team, all right? Make sense? Yeah. So we are currently located at the FOB. Our route out of here, because the enemy is still at the FOB, we're still co-located with them, all right? I wanna take a northern route out of here, all right? So even though we're going all the way to the southeast, our first point is we're gonna follow this tree line up towards where that house is up there, all right? Make our way around the tree line, and then once we get around it, then we're gonna start heading the southeast, okay? Past that big pond area to the far east, All right, so that big pond, dried pond area is gonna be checkpoint 2. Was this the rocks you guys put down? Was that to annotate that pond area?
You've got it in about the right place, yeah.
Okay, so checkpoint 2 will be that big dried out pond area, all right? Checkpoint 3 will be the dilapidated house. And then once we get to checkpoint 3, we'll look for a sufficient area. We'll get a seals hole, and we'll look for a sufficient area and do a leader's recon to find our patrol base, okay? Our patrol base will be set up, like I said, probably in the vicinity of 100 meters or so southwest of that dilapidated house. All right, should be somewhere in the trees. Once we get there, we'll consolidate our rucks, we'll camouflage them. All right, we'll get a powwow together, and then we'll move out as a squad. To the first tree line to the direct west of checkpoint 2.
Okay.
Right, that's where you guys did your seals halt during the STX.
Yeah.
Right, that's going to be our release point. At that point, we'll break off into 3 separate reconnaissance teams. Right, keeping it simple, so it's our fire teams. It's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. All right, Alpha, you guys will be responsible for the western portion of our corridor. Charlie, we will be responsible for the center portion of our corridor. And Bravo, you will be responsible for the eastern part of our corridor. So we will essentially be online, but spaced out, okay? And we will move north towards the main MSR and conduct our reconnaissance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So our objective at that point is to move towards the main MSR to see if we can spot any enemy and get any intel on them. Again, gentlemen, I want to reiterate that our main objective here is just reconnaissance. We're not looking to get in a fight. You guys are going to be in 2-man teams, right? Chances are the enemy's going to outnumber us. All right, remember, they are backed by BSR. They have more assets, more people, more equipment. We do not want to provoke them into a fight. With that being said, all of you have the right to self-defense. If you are fired upon, you can return fire, but break contact. All right? The dilapidated house, let's just say this is our fob, okay? The dilapidated house is our rally point. In the event that you get contact and you need to RTB, you will return to the dilapidated house and wait there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So we know that the sun goes down around 2030 or so. I want all teams back no later than 1930. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to be able to pull back and establish a defensive perimeter, set up the field phones so that we can keep eyes on everything to our north. Right? I think that's a good choke point that we can manage that with our size. All right, so no later than 1930, all personnel will pull back and rally at that dilapidated house, which was checkpoint 3. Anybody have any questions over what I just covered?
Yeah. Just want to confirm. When we step off, we're going to do our checkpoints, establish our patrol base, then set out on the recon. Right?
Yes.
Okay. The other thing, checkpoint 2 en route to patrol base. Are we expecting during that time for BSR to be conducting recon? Because from what I remember, that area seems to be wide open. I know there's a tree line close by.
Right. So if you look at this tree line here, it goes down quite a bit.
Right.
We're just going to go as far down that we're out of sight of the fob, and then we're going to hook.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
So we're going to go as far down as we can to ensure that they can't see us anymore, and then we'll hook. That will be checkpoint 2.
Got it.
So checkpoint, or excuse me, checkpoint 1. Checkpoint 1 is not a finite position, it's just a general area in the vicinity of.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, and then once we get to the initial rally point, which is the barn, we'll do a seals hole, we'll push out our leaders recon, establish our patrol base. Once we establish our patrol base, we'll consolidate, we'll get a seals hole, we'll hide our packs, and then we'll get ready to push out to our recon.
I wrote down that the Bravo was going to phase line blue.
Everybody's.
Blue.
Phase line blue is runs straight across
Yeah.
the 473, so you can push across to your left aisle limit.
Yeah.
All right, you can push across all the way there. You guys are responsible for, or what did I assign you to?
You signed me to security. To the
That's
rear.
just for the movement up
That's
there.
just for the movement up
For
there.
the recon phase, what did I assign you to?
For the
right
recon
side or
phase, you
left
signed
side?
me to the middle, the
The
center
far right
corridor.
side, right?
Far right.
Oh, far right.
All right, so
Yeah.
your team has your team has this corridor. So divide this whole area into threes. All right, 1, 2, 3. Left side, middle, right side.
Okay.
You can go ahead and kill that.
Two questions.